Okay, so here's the thing. A couple of months ago, I turned 23 and I graduated from university, but I still had a lot of questions about my future. And to provide myself answers on these questions, I decided to go on a solo trip. This video is a result of that trip. Be sure to watch till the end of the video, because at the end of the video I will make an announcement. Enjoy the video. The idea of going on a trip by myself has been one that has been there for a long time. Years to be exact. The idea of traveling alone and taking some time for myself intrigued me so much. So when I finally decided to do it, I was excited. I packed my bags, hopped up the bus and traveled to a city just a little over an hour away of my usual residency, a city called Overijse. There, I booked myself an Airbnb for 3 days, during which I would take the time to reflect on the many questions I had lurking in my head, and also to spend some time with myself and, funny as it sounds, get to know myself better. And so, the 3 days began. Okay, I've just arrived at my Airbnb, and this is where I'll be staying for the next 3 days. It's actually my first time that I'm going to an Airbnb by myself, or that I'm actually traveling by myself, if I can really call it traveling. But it's fun to have my own room, I guess. Like, I have my bed, a nightstand, this huge closet thing, which I'll probably won't have to use that much. And this is exciting. I mean, I'm definitely going to make use of that. And I've got my own space in here. Hello. Downstairs is also like a shared living room, a kitchen, a little garden to sit outside, but this isn't a house tour, so I'm not going to show everything here. One of my favorite spots, however, is right over here. There's like a little desk office setup, and as you can see, I've already fully claimed it with a lot of stuff lying around here. And I think this is the place where I'll be spending most of my time, thinking and reflecting and writing things down. The whole trip, however, did not come without any plan. With the limited time space of only 3 days, I made for myself a structure which I was going to follow. During the days, I wanted to think about the following things: the past, where I came from and what influenced me in the past; the present, where I am right now and what values and beliefs I have; the future, who I want to become; and systems, the actions I need to undertake to become that person. Day 1 would be focused on the past and present, day 2 on the future, and the final day on systems which would make the future possible. To make this trip as fruitful as possible, I also set some rules for myself. I think the first one was really good to realize that this is not a holiday. This is not me going to have fun and travel by myself. It really is a period of reflection and trying to find answers on questions like who I want to become, who do I want to be in the future, and what do I want to achieve. Second of all, to make this experience again as fruitful as possible, I wanted to make it as distraction-free as possible, in the sense that I would not have any access to social media. No social media for 3 days, which will be a kind of a challenge, I believe, but I think we'll manage. I can use the internet, of course, to do some research, or to just work in folders or maps or anything. And thirdly, I also wanted to focus on some minor habits, on building some minor habits which are good for my health, such as meditation in the morning, stretching, going on frequent walks, getting some fresh air, power naps, I don't know. With all this in mind, I started the work. First, focus was laid on the past, being confronted by questions like: who were you in the past? Who were you expected to be by others? Who were you needed to be? What past beliefs are stopping you from achieving? How did your environment or upbringing influence your mindset and behaviors? Then, focus was laid on the present, with the main focus on being: what are your values and beliefs right now? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And to take the time to document them. So, I'm currently heading to a lake that should be nearby, about 2 kilometers off. Should be a good extensive walk of about 40 minutes, and then we'll enjoy some nature. All of this gave me the opportunity to dive deep, confront fears, and to push myself out of my comfort zone. It gave me more perspective into how much we are actually influenced by everything around us, and that the self-imagined dangers of just being our unique, authentic self aren't actually that scary at all when you think about it. Another thing this trip managed me to do was to take time for myself in solitude. We often run away from solitude because we're scared of what we'll find there deep in our thoughts. But to actually take time for ourselves and take care of ourselves during those times, it's probably one of the most important things to do. It's not necessarily about taking those times to solely reflect on yourselves, but it's also about just doing the things you love, things that make you feel or that allow you to express yourself creatively. Recently, for me, this has become through photography. Photography taught me the skill to be present and actually look around and experience the things that are happening around us. If you're interested in my photography, I've linked to my portfolio in the description. Or you could follow my photography account on Instagram, on which I post all of my photos as well. I had the amazing luck that there was an incredibly beautiful sunset that evening at the lake, so I decided to stay there until the sun had fully set. I just looked around and experienced, spent some time reading a book and took some more pictures. At the end, I was filled with a sense of gratitude. I realized that I'm hugely privileged to even be able to take these kinds of trips and to take the time to take care of myself and reflect on the things that I'm capable of doing. Eventually, the sun set, and that was the end of day one. Good morning, today is day 2. I woke up a little bit later than expected, a whole lot later actually, but that's not gonna stop us. Today will probably be the most difficult day or the most confronting day, because today we're going to think about who you want to become. So far we've went over past and present, and today I focused on the future. The questions associated with those were questions like, clarify your destiny. Who do you want to become? What do you want your life to be about? What values do you need to become that person? What existing values need to be eliminated? Then you could look out for those moments and move towards those values. It comes together with one of my values I find really important and what my channel and blog is all about. Being intentional about the decisions you make and the steps you undertake in life. In the evening, just like the day before, I decided to take some time off for myself while doing something relaxing. This time no lake, but a nice cozy bath while binging some Naruto episodes. Time flew by, and before I knew it, another day was over. Good morning, guys. It's about 7:15 at the moment. Day 3, final day. Let's go get it. First, morning routine. To me, following my morning routine really kickstarts my day. If you would like to see what my morning routine looks like and how it primes me for my day, let me know in the comments down below. I really believe in the power of a good morning routine. I've discovered for myself that if I follow it or if I break it, then my day can look a whole much different, because my morning routine really primes me for the day and makes me focused and makes me ready for it. In this final day, it was time to focus on the systems to build into my life, which would enable me to follow through on the actions necessary to become the person I want to be. Most of these systems are inspired by the books I've read, such as Atomic Habits, Digital Minimalism, and many other books. I've linked to the full list of books that are beneficial in the description down below. Then, it was already time to start packing my bags, since I had to leave the Airbnb by noon. I gathered all my stuff, made sure everything was left behind as it was, left the key and left the house, which had provided answers on the many questions I had. It feels weird, how 3 days may even work out to be all you need to fully turn around your life. If you've made it this far into this video, then I want to thank you for watching all up until this point. This experience is certainly something that I want to try out again in the future, or might even consider doing on a yearly basis. The reason why you're probably still here is because of the announcement I teased at in the beginning of the video. So without wasting too much of your time anymore, I'll just get into it. With this video, I showed you a sneak peek into the questions, the thought patterns, and the actions I took on this weekend to get more clarity and stability back in my life. But obviously this was just a watered down version instead of the real thing. So at the moment I'm actually working on some worksheets and a possible future course in which I will guide you throughout all the questions, steps, actions, and possible steps you can undertake in the future to implement in your own life, so you could get this clarity and stability back into your life as well. This is currently still a work in progress, but if you would be interested in this possible future course, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. To stay up to date on when these worksheets and course will be finished, feel also free to join my monthly newsletter. People who are subscribed to this newsletter will be notified first when these things come out, and will also receive some free sneak peeks and free resources to work on as well. I've linked to my newsletter in the description down below, so be sure to check that out and register. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe as well for more similar content. Feel free to suggest what you want me to make videos about in the future, or what kind of videos you want to see, and that will be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.